Hello guys, welcome to Crunchy Tales. I am Gemma, your snack time movie companion.
The story kicks off in the dusty, war-torn landscape of Kandahar, Afghanistan, right in the middle of the American occupation. We're shown an American military convoy rolling through the harsh terrain when one of their vehicles grinds to a halt. Engine trouble, dead in its tracks. A mechanical engineer specialist is called in to get it running again. His name is Sergeant 81. What makes this moment special is that his own younger brother happens to be riding in that same convoy. The two brothers haven't seen each other in a very long time, so when they spot one another amid the dust and vehicles, there's real joy in their reunion. Smiles, quick embraces, the kind of happiness that cuts through the tension of deployment. The younger brother brings up their old childhood dream right away. Remember how we always said we'd become Army Rangers together? We can still do it, bro. We're not too old yet. Sergeant 81 listens, but deep down he feels the weight of time and experience. Before they can talk more, everything changes in an instant. The Taliban hit them hard with a coordinated ambush. Gunfire erupts from every direction, RPGs scream through the air. Chaos takes over. In the brutal exchange, almost the entire convoy is wiped out. Sergeant 81 is the sole survivor from his group. His leg takes a vicious hit. Shrapnel tears through muscle and bone, blood soaking his uniform, but he refuses to stay down. He crawls and limps to where his brother lies wounded on the ground. The younger man is still breathing, barely clinging to life. Without hesitation, Sergeant 81 slings him over his shoulders in a fireman's carry and starts moving toward what he hopes is safety or a medevac point. Every step is agony, his own injury screaming, but he keeps going, whispering encouragement even as his brother grows weaker. Tragically, just short of reaching help, his brother's breathing stops. He's gone. Later, for his selfless courage under fire, risking everything to try saving his brother, Sergeant 81 is awarded the prestigious Silver Star, and in that moment of reflection, his eyes snap open wide. It was all a vivid, recurring nightmare. In truth, he's sitting on a military transport bus bouncing along a road, surrounded by other soldiers in full gear. He's actually en route to begin the grueling U.S. Army Ranger School training, the exact path his brother had always pushed for them to take together. 2 long years have passed since that deadly day in Kandahar. The pain, the guilt, the images, they haven't faded at all. He still can't shake them. The bus eventually pulls into a hidden classified training camp nestled deep in thick forest. The Ranger program kicks off immediately, and it is merciless. Endless ruck marches with 60-plus pound loads, sleep deprivation, constant physical and mental stress tests, designed to break even the strongest. Sergeant 81 doesn't chat or bond much with the other candidates. He stays quiet, focused, almost isolated, but he powers through every evolution, every obstacle, every time drill without complaint. At night, though, sleep barely comes. The nightmares return, keeping his eyes open for hours. His performance stands out so much that his senior instructors and officers start pushing him hard to step up as a team leader. They see natural command potential in him. He brushes it off every time. He has zero interest in leading anyone. One particularly tough day brings an underwater confidence exercise in the training pool. Candidates strap on heavy dumbbells, sink to the bottom, and have to walk back and forth along the length while holding their breath. The person who lasts longest underwater claims the win for that event. Sergeant 81 takes his turn, dumbbells in hand, feet planted on the pool floor. As he paces slowly through the water, the pressure building in his chest, his mind slips back involuntarily to Afghanistan, the feel of his brother's weight on his shoulders, the warm blood running down his own leg, the desperate stagger towards safety. The flashback is so intense, so real, that he loses track of time and his need for air. His lungs scream, spots dance in his vision, and he simply passes out. Teammates haul him to the surface, resuscitate him, get him breathing again. Not long after, he's ordered to report to the command office. While waiting in the hallway, he glances at a wall-mounted TV playing news. The report is about a large asteroid detected on a collision course with Earth. But something weird is happening. It's fragmenting, changing shape irregularly, breaking apart in ways no one can explain. Scientists on screen look baffled. Then Sergeant 81 is called in. His major and commanding officer sit him down with serious expressions. They don't mince words. You need to drop out of the Ranger program right now. They point out clear signs of severe PTSD, stemming from the convoy attack 2 years prior, flashbacks, insomnia, emotional detachment. They explain how trauma can lock the brain in a perpetual fight-or-flight state. You need real counseling, time to heal properly. That means leaving here and going home. Sergeant 81 shakes his head firmly. No, I'm not quitting, not for anything. The major leans forward. I've trained hundreds of candidates over decades, never seen anyone quite like you. But listen, you're an engineer at heart. You know every machine has a breaking point, a limit. You've hit yours, son. Sign these papers and go home to recover. Sergeant 81 stands, looks them in the eye, and says evenly, I've got a parade to get ready for. He turns and walks out, leaving both officers visibly angry and frustrated. Come the next morning, a big wave of eliminations hits. Dozens of candidates get dropped for failing one task or another. Sergeant 81 is still standing. The commander assembles the remaining group and delivers the news they've been waiting for. This is it. Your final test. Pass this mission, and you earn the Ranger tab. Cheers ripple through the group. They're choppered to a remote insertion point. On the ground, the commander gives the detailed brief. Hostile forces have downed one of our aircraft deep in these woods. You'll be inserted by Helo. Your job, locate the wreck. Destroy it completely, so no tech falls into enemy hands. Locate and rescue our downed pilot being held in a nearby village, then exfil back to base. Sergeant 81, you're in command of this element. They hit the dirt and start humping through thick jungle all day long. Heat, insects, heavy packs, no breaks. Night falls, they set up a hasty patrol base to rest. Suddenly a huge explosion lights up the darkness not far away. Everyone scrambles to look skyward. Fiery streaks and glowing chunks are raining down, like a meteor shower but bigger, more violent. It's the pieces of that bizarre asteroid from the news, now breaking up and slamming into Earth. The team figures it's just their cadre pulling a psychological trick to keep them sharp during the exercise, so they shake it off and push on with the mission. Next morning they reach a wide, rushing river near the target coordinates. Radios have crapped out somewhere along the route. No comms. Sergeant 81 spots an odd metallic glint flashing through the trees farther upstream. He turns to the team. You guys move to the aircraft site. Set charges, blow it. I'm going to check that anomaly and link back up. The squad nods and heads off. They reach what looks like the downed craft, rig it with demo, and detonate. From his position, Sergeant 81 arrives at the glowing object, only to realize with a jolt that this is the actual aircraft they were supposed to destroy. Seconds later, the blast echoes from where his team is. Smoke rises, but when it clears, the object is untouched, pristine. Then it lifts silently off the ground and opens fire. This isn't a plane. It's a sophisticated, deadly alien war machine. It cuts through the team with terrifying precision. Energy weapons, scanning beams, no mercy. Most are killed almost instantly. Sergeant 81 sprints in to help but arrives to a slaughter. The handful of survivors understand now this stopped being training the moment that thing woke up. The machine adapts, extends mechanical legs, becomes a towering robotic walker hunting humans. It scans constantly, locks targets, eliminates. More fall. Realizing their issued weapons are loaded only with blanks, part of the rigged scenario, the survivors ditch them and rappel down a sheer cliff face on ropes to escape. Sergeant 81's compass starts spinning madly. Electromagnetic interference. The machine is near. As the final man hits bottom, it scans him, kills him on the spot. Their support element soldier, number 7, tumbles down the drop, leg mangled badly. They hunker under a rock ledge while the machine prowls overhead, scanning. Its beam catches number 7's exposed, bleeding leg. It fires, they bolt, barely staying out of range. Confusion reigns. Russia? China? No one knows, but they keep moving. They hit another roaring river. Sergeant 81 volunteers to swim the treacherous current first, trailing a rope. He ties it off on the far bank. The team starts crossing hand over hand. Mid-river, compass spins again. Machine closing fast. It attacks, rope snaps. Everyone plunges into the white water. The war machine dives in pursuit, but the current carries the survivors downstream and out of reach. Drenched and battered, they finally stagger to where base camp should be. Only ashes, twisted metal, total destruction. The machine got here first, wiped everything. Sergeant 81 scans the scene, eyes the towering cliff in the distance. He connects the dots out loud. It crashed into that high ridge first, then descended here to the river. We tried to blow it. That's when it turned hostile. One survivor mutters, that asteroid's been on every news channel for days. This has to be it. Sergeant 81 nods solemnly. Exactly. This thing isn't from here. It's an extraterrestrial war machine. With just a few left alive, they spot an abandoned APC. Armored, tough against small arms and blasts. They climb in. One man dashes back for extra ammo crates. The machine reappears, scans, kills him. But in his last act, he throws the crates toward the vehicle. Sergeant 81 grabs them, they floor it and peel out. The chase is on. The machine hurls energy projectiles. Their return fire bounces off harmlessly, too advanced. Sergeant 81 spots a narrow pass with overhanging rock. He directs the driver to charge straight at it while he shoots the cliff face. Avalanche of boulders tumbles, blocking the path temporarily. But the driver succumbs to earlier wounds. APC veers, crashes hard. Inside, almost everyone is dead or dying. Sergeant 81 looks out, sees the war machine far off, beaming signals skyward, calling reinforcements from its world. Then he spots number 7, still breathing despite the shattered leg. Relief floods him. He hoists the man onto his shoulders and moves out. That night, hidden in the brush, number 7 speaks quietly. I was in the same unit as your brother once. He never stopped talking about becoming Rangers. Same tattoo on his hand as yours. Then word came, he didn't make it. Sergeant 81's voice is low. He had one dream, both of us wearing the tab. I'm here to finish it for him. When I earn it, maybe the guilt stops. Maybe I sleep again. Number 7 nods. You're the real deal, man. A true ranger? In the dark distance, Sergeant 81 sees exhaust venting from the machine. Overheating, cooling vents open. A plan forms. Stay here. I've got something. He slips away to an old industrial quarry. Excavators, bulldozers, crates of explosives still stacked. He fires a flare high. The machine locks on and charges. Sergeant 81 had preset mines, massive blast rocks the area. Then he jumps into a big excavator, rams the damaged machine toward a giant rock crusher. Overheated, vents wide open, the war machine can't close them fast enough. Sergeant 81 triggers the crusher. Tons of loose, sharp gravel pour straight into the intake ports, gumming gears and circuits. He keeps shoving with the excavator bucket. The machine lashes out, topples the crane toward him. He dodges at the last second. Internal pressure spikes. The alien war machine detonates in a blinding fireball, secondary explosions ripping through its core. Sergeant 81 sprints clear before the final chain blast engulfs the site. Once more he carries number 7 on his shoulders, just like that day in Kandahar, but this time he succeeds. They reach the main extraction point. His major and commander stare in shock. Anyone else make it? Just us two. They brief him on the bigger picture. That asteroid was no rock. It was an alien armada. Earth tried to intercept and destroy it, failed. Pods scattered worldwide, unleashing these machines everywhere. Armies are throwing everything at them. Missiles, tanks, jets, and getting shredded. How the hell did you take one down with no real weapons? Sergeant 81 answers calmly. You said every machine has a limit. This one overheats under stress and vents to cool. Stuff the vents full. Jam it, and it cooks itself from the inside. The vulnerability intel goes out globally within hours. Militaries adapt, start exploiting the flaw, begin fighting back effectively. Sergeant 81 is pinned with his Ranger tab, officially Ranger 81 now, living his brother's dream at last. He's assigned command of a hardened squad of the finest Rangers left standing. Together they gear up and move out, into the fight against the remaining alien war machines for Earth's survival. And that's where the story wraps up. If this version hit the mark for you, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for more.